G'day folks, it's the coach here. Hope you are all kicking some serious backside and ready for Warhammer Day Open. I feel like it was only hours ago that I was streaming a very cool discussion on Iron Jaws, and here we are, and I have popped down to my local Warhammer store and picked up the vampire model. I actually got two. So we are going to be looking at the live stream review. It's going to be about 20 minutes, 15 minutes from now. So we're just going to hang out, chat, talk a little bit about what we're expecting, what we're hoping for. Love to hear what you think is going to be revealed. I have some suspicions, I have some thoughts, and I have put together a little bingo card that I thought we could play along with. And I thought, when I asked the Discord, I thought, what do you think is going to come out? What do you think is going to be revealed? You know, these were some of the things that came up. But Gay, Elias, I know there's plenty of people jumping in. Say hello. I really want to, like, this is close to midnight for me. So, you know, get involved. It's not like the other ones, right? The other ones were like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, which were ridiculous. But this one's a little bit earlier, which is great. I would love to hear from you. What are you hoping for? What do you think is going to be revealed? You know, some of the things that I wanted is on this document. You know, is it going to be a new AOS army? Probably hard to see so close to Christmas. We've had a whole bunch of cool things already. I feel like AOS might get some love, but maybe not the big reveal. What's the chat saying? So no Death Battle Tome on the board. I thought I did. I was writing it up. I think I must have got sidetracked. I was writing it up. I think I might have switched it out for the Curse City 2.0. I'm like, oh, maybe Christmas is coming along. Maybe they'll actually re-release Curse City for us. But assume there's a new battle tome. Let's pretend it's there, right? Because I've got the others. I've got Chaos. I've got, what would it be? You know, we've just had Soulblight. If I was going to put any money down on a new Death book, it would be an updated Nighthaunt book, and it would have like a big war, and it would have your traditional Nighthaunt, and it would then have a pirate Nighthaunt. So that would be my hot take. If I was going to say there was going to be a new Death book, I'll go Nighthaunt, expanded, updated, and it's going to have, because I don't know if you, depending on how old you are in Age of Sigmar, not like physically age, but how long you've been around. In the first edition, we had this supplement book, and it had a faction called the Wraith Fleet. And this was well before Legions of Nagash, well before Ossiarch Bone Reapers or the Nighthaunt. And it was a combined force of death, and it was around spooky ghost pirates. So if I, maybe, the Warhammer preview was kind of showing us that there was going to be maybe some piratey type things. Is it going to be a re-release of Dreadfleet? Is it going to be I think it's going to be vampire. So I would probably say spooky ghost pirates. What are you all saying? I've talked a lot about death. What are you all saying? So Kane is thinking more Seraphon. Definitely. I was just talking in Discord only the other day, talking about things like your cold ones, or what do you call them now? Your Saurus Knights, Salamanders. Give me an update on Sally's. I would love to see a non-3D printed updated version of Sally's. Kurt saying new to AOS, painting Dominion, which is awesome. No idea what Warhammer Day is. It's just another excuse to reveal some models. Warhammer Day at your local Warhammer store has an exclusive model. So living that I live in the future, I got to go down to my Warhammer store and I picked up this exclusive vampire model. So there's this, and then there's a Space Marine. We won't talk Space Marines. This is not the 40K coach show, but so go check it out if you like. It's a really cool model. Even if you just pick it up for a later project, I'd highly recommend checking it out. New Epidemus model, I think Nurgle is in a very good spot. If I was going to say it was a new Chaos Battle Tome, Nurgle is certainly leading the charge, although Beasts of Chaos, I wouldn't write off Beasts of Chaos just yet, but I would definitely say Nurgle is up there if Nurgle are getting the new Battle Tome. And we know Chaos is getting the next battle tome. It was meant to be out in September. Who knows when it's going to come out? Is it Khorne? Khorne could get updated. Khorne's probably not a bad shout as well. Khorne, Beast of Chaos, even Skaven. Even Skaven probably could claim that they deserve a new book, but Nurgle is certainly one of our oldest. So what do you got? New Nighthaunt update, Umbraneth, yeah, cool. Definitely would cheer up the kids for Christmas. Probably could send you to get a second or third mortgage on your house. So yeah, definitely. I think Nighthaunt could possibly get the update, especially with the piratey type stuff. That'd be my guess. I'd love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Play Games Workshop, future of AOS is going to be. Elias, I don't know how much of AOS they're going to show us, to be honest. I reckon, and you might see it up there, I think the leading product, the big bang, is going to be probably something like Horus Heresy. I think I could see a version 2.0 coming out of Horus, especially one of the 3 preview models look like a Horus Heresy model. So that'd be my guess. I think they'll show some nice little things. Maybe the Christmas Battle Force boxes. If you're new to Age of Sigmar, they normally have like a really good big value. It's like a double start collecting, but they'll put in some really cool things, and there's normally 4 of them for Christmas. So maybe we'll see a Christmas Battle Force box or 2 or 4. Money's on Khorne or Beast of Chaos. Yeah, okay, yep. Space Marine chapter, yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think I've got the Aspect Warriors up there. They're the plastic Aspect Warriors, possibly Eldar. I think if I was a 40k man, and I'm not, Eldar is certainly the one that needs updating right now, especially because I have some old Eldar sculpts that I had from the 90s that are still the current range. So pretty crazy. Some news about Nighthaunt. Yeah, who knows? Maybe there's a monster coming. You certainly need a monster that isn't coming from Forge World. Definitely could see that happening. Bruce is saying, yep, g'day, welcome. Let's see what's going to happen. Excited to see what's coming out. Greeting from the Isle of Wight. Hopefully that's like undead type of white. Hello, world. Hello. Chaos Space Marine getting 2 wounds. Yeah, poor old Chaos Space Marines. Poor old Chaos Space Marines. We're the poor cousin, really, of 40k. What type of models make sense for Ghost Pirates? KO frigate copies, Horde chariots. Yeah, I don't know. If I was going to pick, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think, look, personally, I'm a bit of a monster lover and always have been, despite the AOS 3 rules. I would love to see some creatures from the deep. Bring me some spooky. Look, if anyone who plays Total War Warhammer would know the. I've just had a mind blank. It's there's the undead pirate faction from the Vampire Coast, right? Some pretty crazy, like reanimated crabs and animated kind of stuff. So look, I don't know. I would be a big fan. I would love to see some type of shenanigans. Dread Fleet, yeah, definitely could bring some Dread Fleet type stuff. I really don't know, actually. I really don't know. Could it be some type of concoction from the, like the Idoneth Deepkin, once they kind of claim the souls and a lot of stuff dying in the seas when they don't, do the raids and get their souls. What happens to the IDK? Maybe there's undead IDK that is getting reanimated by Nagash and Alinda. Olander, I don't know. The Mongol, yeah, definitely. I love the Mongol, but it certainly doesn't fit the aesthetic right now to what Nighthaunt looks like. So, and being a Forge World model, it can be hard to access. So, would definitely love to see something like that. Tyrion, well, I do have Lumineth Realmlords Part 3 on the bingo card. Do we see last time I streamed, it was actually Lumineth 2. We got the expanded when I did the last preview stream. So, will we see the 3rd version of Lumineth? Do we get Tyrion bringing in half of his Tyrion nations to support Teclis? I don't know. Hopefully we kind of put the elves on pause for a little bit, maybe some Duarden, some type of other things. Maybe it's the Chaos Duarden like the Oathbreakers. Is it going to be, who knows? a one-off box game, possibly. They often will bring out, probably around this time in the year, those little combo boxes where it'll be like one faction versus one faction, and there'll be like a special hero. They've done it now for years, you know, from the Arch Rev, the Sylvaneth had the hero model. You had the new Loon Boss Squig in that box. You've had, you know, a whole bunch of new heroes come out of those boxes. So new Chaos Battle Tome, yeah, possibly Ogre Silhouette, possibly Ogre Chaos Ogres. Maybe it's just an expansion of Nurgle and like Black Kings, but like, you know, really pussy type of ogres. Maybe it's Chaos Ogres. Maybe it's like Khorne type ogres. Maybe it's the Beast of Chaos for, you know, we had Slangor. You know, is it a different version of like the Slangor for another Chaos God? I don't know. I don't know yet. How are we going with time? I might drop this off in a second. I might actually close this off just to make sure that we have. Cool. We'll keep an eye on the stream. Make sure. Cool. So we will have the stream up, and we'll kind of jump in and out. I'll have the sound on, obviously, as well. So what we'll do, the order, if you're new to the channel and we don't know what we're going to do, we'll watch the stream, and in between the discussions when they're talking, especially for like the non-Age of Sigmar stuff, we can have a chat. We can talk about what we look at, what we saw, what we liked. I'll jump over to the Warhammer community page as well, and I can bring up some of the images. We can look, and you can share commentary. I don't know what's coming. I have some suspicions. We have the bingo card, but let's see what actually gets revealed. I think the other challenge as well is we've had a lot of logistic challenges, even outside of Games Workshop. And I know people, you know, were a bit upset that the Stormcast Dragons aren't out yet. You know, the world, it has been kind of heavily kind of impacted with logistics. So I'm sure there's plenty of things that they wanted to reveal, or probably on the shelves already, that maybe we're going to see now, and we'll have it for December, January. What else do you think? What else we got? Knothi? Yeah, look, I think the Knothi, the expansion of Sylvaneth, would definitely be cool. I would love to see, you know, I love that Underworlds warband. I think Sylvaneth could definitely benefit from some new models, but I feel like Order's gotten too much love. I think it's time to go into maybe boosting up even more death, even more destruction, and maybe boosting out some of those Chaos factions, especially the unloved ones. You know, give me a whole revamp of Skaven, but I don't think Skaven's today. Chaos Dwarden, yeah, look, the Oathbreakers are in the lore. I think if anyone's going to break down the gates of Azir and help, you know, Chaos invade Azir, it's going to be those Chaos Dwarden Oathbreakers. When, I don't know, but I feel like they are coming probably like end of 22, maybe 23. I'm not positive they're going to come just yet, but we'll see. What else you got? Nighthawk heroes. So yeah, absolutely. You got a lot of heroes, but I think some tanky heroes. You know, some heroes that aren't just like 5 or 6 wound people. Some Clan Malta. I think if anyone from the Skaven, it'll be Clan Eshin. Clan Eshin are this assassin type ones. Give me some. You know, we are in the realm of beasts, and you know we have seen some of the maps. I can see kind of some type of Eshin. Dawnbringer Crusades, absolutely, or revamped Cities of Sigmar. I feel like the Order of Azir, we're going to go out there, we're going to kind of claim the realms, possibly. Yeah, okay. Bit of Umbraneth. Oh, that's a bit of a lull. Legions of Asgore, yeah. The Chorfs, they're going to come. I don't know when the Chorfs are going to come. And yeah, to Glodden's point, you know, the Cruel Boys did already talk a little bit about it in the lore. So very cool. Waiting for Flight Lizard Dragons. Yeah, my wallet is not looking forward to those dragons. Already told the wife, she's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, just get me one of those dragons. I think that'll definitely get me. Nurgle Battle Time, absolutely. I think that's definitely going to be, that would probably be a hot favorite for us. I think if anything's going to come from Sigmar and this was a betting kind of situation, Nurgle Battle Tome would probably be the hot take. Piece of Chaos, Skaven certainly up there. We do know Chaos is the next battle tome, but will they show us the battle tome after it? I don't know. Beasts of Chaos definitely needs some love. Yeah, I think there's a few armies that need a bit of love. Skaven is another one. I think, you look at some of the Skaven models, they have one of the only, they have the acolytes, which are metal. You buy them in sets of one. Obviously, you 3D print them, but I think they've only got the only metal models. So I think updating the fine cast, updating the metal models would be a big win. Just want to see Beasts of Chaos, absolutely. I look, there's a lot of love for the either a Kharadron monster. Interesting, a Kharadron Overlord, something come from the sky. I think if anything, my guess would be that Kharadron and Fire Slayers, we had the lore, and we had, is it Grumdy, the Maker God, has kind of got a bit more involved now with Sigmar again. So I could see like a Auric War Clan style, bringing the tribes together and having Fire Slayers, having Kharadron Overlords, having a combo, maybe even pulling the Duarden out of Cities of Sigmar and putting them into a combo Dwarf book. I think definitely uniting under your Grumny or your Grumny, the Maker God. There's two, right? You got the Slayer God, you got the Maker God. I could definitely say that. Will they dare? And now I do have Curse City on the thing. Maybe they've got the production back up and they've fixed it all up, and maybe Curse City is coming back. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully, I'd like to see it. It was a good product when I don't own it. That certainly didn't get the opportunity to own it, and I think maybe it just needs a rebrand. I think if people go out with Curse City, people are going to go boo Curse City, but they're like, hey, it's Warhammer Quest Undead. They were like, oh, okay, new product. What are you talking about? You get 20 acolytes in the start collecting box. That's pretty crazy. Robot monsters, cool Transformers. All right, well, let's just pay 40k. Let's just rebrand Kharadron Overlords to Battle Tome Codex Squats. Let's just call it Squats as we're at it. Magma Droth, Thunder Droths. Okay, this is like Battle Cats now. You just like get 5 Battle Cat Magma Droths that kind of combined like a Power Ranger, and then the evil Green Ranger comes out and then turns into the White Ranger, and then we have a superhero that can defeat Gotrek. You guys are hilarious. Okay. Actually, that would be a good call. I would love to see an updated Valkyria the Bloody. I would love that. Would be one of my absolute favorites. If we could get an updated Valkyria, that would seal me as a Khorne player. It's just a beautiful sculpt. It would be amazing to get redone. If you look at what they've done with Be'lakor, that would definitely from Curse City to Blessed City. I love it. You should be in marketing. Hello world. Get into marketing. How are we going with time? Should be kicking off soon. We're still going well. What else are you hoping for? I'm excited to see what's coming out. I feel like we could get some Blood Bowl. What else do they need to show this time? Let me just quickly have a look at the article. So we're going to see 40k. We're going to see Blood Bowl. We're going to see Underworlds. We're going to see Horus Heresy. We're going to see Warcry, and we're going to see Sigmar. So, okay. I'd be curious to see what they do with Blood Bowl. I really enjoy Blood Bowl, and they've been doing a really good job revamping the range. They did a new Kroxigor. I wish they would update Age of Sigmar Kroxigor. Duarden holds. Yeah, like that was what I was saying, like the combo Duarden book, whether it's KO Fire Slayers and Dispossessed, or it's just KO Fire Slayers. I could definitely see that coming sometime 2022. I'd be happy to put money down on that one. Yeah, another Duarden Unitions. Let our powers combined. Joke's on you. Tommy would beat Gotrek. Yeah, 100%. Tommy was amazing. Kimberly was like an easy crush for us all, but Tommy was certainly that badass we all wanted to be. Represent to the Power Rangers. Valkyria versus Sigvold. That would be a sweet book. That could be maybe the next Broken Realms. I wonder if there will be another Broken Realms. I feel like the story hasn't finished yet. It was only getting us to the 3rd edition. I could definitely see another continuation of the Broken Realms series. Maybe it's that one. Valkyria versus Yndrasa. Look, it's just like Valkyria versus everybody. I think that could be like an MMA fight. tabletop version, yeah, the Sacred Croxagore, yeah. I think they could definitely do a lot with Croxagore. When I used to play, in Warhammer Fantasy, they combined really well. They used to have some really good synergies with your skinks, and you could do a lot of cool things. But Croxagores are just one of these models that no one really uses. They're okay with hordes, but they're not in a horde meta, and they're just a weird sculpt. They're an old sculpt. Valkyrie versus the world. Yeah, it's like that could be the next rock band, right? We got Marathi and the Bow Snakes. Now we have Valkyrie versus the world. Break all the realms. Who knows? Maybe they'll reveal Kragnos with a ward save this time. Who knows? How are we going? Stream, surely. Yeah, where are we? Got the chat going. Very excited. People are pumped. What else are you hoping for? I certainly have plenty of hopes and dreams. Astra Militarum, the Imperial Guard. It's funny because I had a bit of Imperial Guard back in the day. Here we go. Whoa, look at that. They're all fancy. They're in like a news little backdrop. They're not streaming from home. They've got a Stormcast hammer and a shield. I got one of those casting a hammer. So when they start getting close to going live, we'll turn on the audio. We'll check out what's going on. I'll just quickly test it, by the way.
How fast I talk, how many questions you ask.
Can you all hear that? Give me
We're
like
going to be showing you some awesome stuff that's coming up.
Thumbs up or like a
different Warhammer systems.
comment.
You should have seen the teasers and things coming out throughout the week, giving hints to some of the things we're going to talk about, and we're going to get down into the bones of it all and get into some Warhammer Day spirit. Speaking of Warhammer Day spirit, welcome to all of you. Last time I looked, there were thousands.
Can someone in the chat just let me know if they can hear the audio? Make sure it's all good. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
We're in the rock.
Thanks all.
Sometimes I get to make bad decisions.
It's funny them not streaming from their bedrooms, and Adam Troke used to have like a really nice little window next to his home. I hope you all picked up your Warhammer commemorative vampire. I think she's a pretty sweet model. I'm not playing Soulblight at the moment, but it'll certainly be in. All right. All right, so we'll just keep that on low for now. I've got Warhammer Community, or I've got Twitch there. I've got Warhammer Community up, so I can kind of slide it over. What else are you hoping for? Let me know. What are you thinking? What is the 40k stuff? Is it going to be Eldar? We've had Orcs updated. We've had Necrons updated. I think, like I was saying a bit earlier, I used to collect 40k back in like 2nd to 5th edition, and I remember when the Plastic Imperial Guard come out, and I've still got those Catachan Jungle Fighters that are still the current range. So maybe it is Imperial Guard, maybe it'll be Eldar. I'm hoping for Eldar. I feel like the Imperium has enough love. Give some love to the Xenos. Blood Bowl. Curious to know what Blood Bowl is going to be. Blood Bowl. Could it be Tomb Kings just came out with made to order, so I don't know if it's going to be updated. Tomb Kings. I don't know. I don't know what were your any Blood Bowl players here? I'm just kind of like half listening, half watching you. Devon thinks Wood Elves. Yeah, that'd be cool. I like the Wood Elf scheme. They were quite cool with the. I always love the war dances. I'd love to see Age of Sigmar war dances. Give me some of those like Harlequin kind of like dancing, really dynamic poses, but in Age of Sigmar, I'd be all over that. People are fearing it's another Space Marine chapter. I mean, we just had Black Templars. Literally just had Black Templars. Surely it's not going to be another Space Marine chapter, another Primaris. Who knows? Jordan's hoping it's Eldar. Ken is hoping it's new Space Marines. I know Ken's a massive Space Marines fan, wants more Space Marines. Maybe it's just a reveal to say that Chaos Space Marines are getting 2 wounds apiece. Cool. Yeah, look, that would be a hot tip actually. Chaos Dwarves for Blood Bowl. That could definitely be the Blood Bowl team. I think that was definitely one of my top favorite on that one. So Jonas is thinking it could be high elves versus vampires. It's hard to retrain myself to go from elves to owls. Dark Mech, Tyranids. Yeah, Tyranids haven't had an update for a while. I'm hoping that Sigmar isn't just Nurgle. I mean, Nurgle's the hot favorite. You know, insert that with Beast of Chaos, insert that with Skaven. We know it's a Chaos tome, but I hope it's more than just that. Hopefully, they kind of show off a little bit more of what's happening because, I mean, again, global pandemic, schedules might change. Who knows where it's going? But I'm hoping there'll be a bit more than just, hey, here's a battle tome that we kind of knew was already going to come. You know, here's a couple of cool new models. Show us what's coming next. Show us what's coming in January or February. Show us the next battle tome. Just trying to like not spill my water. This is a cool model. I keep bringing it up. It's actually, I'm just really happy with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet. Chaos Spawn. Reflex wants rats. I think definitely rats. I don't know if I'd want to see a re-release of the rats, or if I just like to see some things like reimagined. I'd be totally down with some reimagining. All right, Adam Troke's just talking about his Stormcast Cup. All right. How about you just get into the reveals? Just like, crack on. Nurgle teasers, battle tome. Yeah, I think that's a fork. I'd be surprised if it's not Nurgle. I'd be very surprised if it's not Nurgle. I think some of the trailer conversations were kind of leading towards Nurgle. I do want to know what the pirate stuff is.
So let's have a quick look in the chat and see how things are squaring up.
I'm just listening. They're just looking at the chat. Like, how about you just like crack on? I want to know what the pirate stuff is because I can't see them re-releasing Dread Fleet. What other pirate stuff could it be? They're not going to do 40k pirates. Maybe there's a piratey type war cry or an Underworlds warband. Maybe that's it. I don't know, like a Scourge Privateers or some type of piratey stuff. Cool. Vampirates. I think we've missed the boat, Mr. Pig. I think if this Vampirates, I'm sorry, Thomas and Vince from Warhammer Weekly, if that was going to happen, you would have imagined it would happen for Soulblight. It didn't, which is kind of why I think it could be the Wraith Fleet, which was a undead pirate that happened all the way back in Age of Sigmar 1. I don't think I've got the book. Oh, it might be on my shelf, but yeah, it was actually where Cities of Sigmar very first came out. There was a book that Firestorm was the campaign, and it was actually the original Cities of Sigmar. There was what is essentially now. It was essentially the big war. You can do this combined destruction force. The Chaos one was a bit weird, and then you had this undead Wraith Fleet, which was interesting. And they also had like a city that was a combined. Was it Lethus? No, that was a different book. Lethus come in a different book, which was like a combined Cities of Sigmar with Deepkin. Ogre Pirates. Yeah. Look, we know there's an ogre coming. The middle page. I might just quickly slide this over. Like, this is what we know is coming, right? We know that there is this thing. You have this thing. You have this thing. This thing over here. I'm sorry. I'm being a bit of a potato. You probably can't see my mouse. This thing on the right, look, I think is 40k. I think it's Horus Heresy. I think it's going to be probably like a Horus Heresy model. I think that's definitely like a gold boy. I don't know what, but it's some type of 40k. This thing definitely is very ogre-esque and probably Warcry, probably Underworlds, probably tied to Nurgle, although the type of weapon doesn't kind of seem like a very Nurgle-y type. But one of the big rumors, if you've been watching the rumor mill, 40k, Sigmar, Ogres is one of the 4 battle tomes that are being rumored to be updated. So in no particular order, they say Nurgle, Gits, Beasts of Chaos, and Ogres are the 4 books that will be updated first. Whether that's true or not, we don't know. I was going to slide this over. Coach, ask about pirates. Ask about pirates in the chat. They will listen to me. Yeah, look. To be honest with you, if anything, I just want a Cities of Sigmar Underworlds warband. Like, that's what's on my list. Like, when when I made up a bingo card, I'm like, right, I want some of these things. I don't want Lumineth, by the way. That was some of the things that came out of Discord. What I did ask for actually was like, yeah, give me an Underworlds warband for City of Sigma. I would love that. They're just talking about, you know, if you sign up to Warhammer Plus, you get 2 free weeks. So there's, by the way, there's some good lore shows on there. Nagash, Techless, I've listened to, quite good. If you like your 40k, there's also some good stuff for 40k as well. What else? Henry Cavill, yeah, as a Custodies, I love it. Tell us about the pirates. Look, Bruce, I don't know if it's going to be pirates. I think it's undead pirates. I think it's spooky ghost pirates. That'd be my guess. I don't quite know. Or maybe I do know. Maybe I'm just kind of like not trying to like reveal Christmas. I don't want to be that guy who ruins your Christmas. Skaven Allegiance, poor old Reflex. Look, I think Skaven's coming. Maybe not just yet. If Skaven come, awesome. I don't think so. I think you're likely to be a New Year kind of update where it's like a big kit out of updating your monkey hand, friggin', you know, night runners, updating your metal acolytes. And they're also doing some sales stuff. It's like 10% off type for some of the box games. So if you're looking to get, I don't know, Underworlds or Warcry or Dominion, they have a sale on at your Warhammer store. So I don't know how it compares with FLGS's, but I know right now it's like GW in sales never. It's like Apple never on sale. Games Workshop is like never on sales. GW is going to offer Vince and Coach a job on stream. I don't know. Hey, maybe I could be a presenter, but like I don't know. I could never be the presenter. I'm like, I don't care about 40k enough. I don't care about the other systems enough. That's why you never see any other game system on here. It's like this is all we do. We do AOS. That's all I want. What are those special prizes? What are you talking about? What do you want about? I just want Skaven on sizes of 13 instead of 10. Be careful what you wish for, because like I buy like dryads, you buy your skinks, and you buy these weird unit sizes that, you know, it's just annoying. Have they showed any Nighthaunt yet? No, they haven't showed shit. They haven't showed nothing yet. They've showed Adam Troke with a cup. They've showed their banners. They've showed off the models. Here it is. Here you go. You've seen it. Merry Christmas. They haven't showed anything yet. They're just talking a whole bunch of smack.
It's an endeavor. It's not like they're scripted in the same way as something like Angels of Death, where you literally have just...
Yeah, they're still not talking anything. Prices, not prizes. Gotcha. I just hope they announce. What's this?
More languages as well. We're cognizant of that and definitely going to work. So thank you for the advice, the feedback, the request, whatever you'd like to call it.
All right.
And yep, we are.
I'm just listening to Troke.
Don't worry. Lots of people saying the sorts of things they'd like to see as well.
All right, they're just still milking this for all it's worth. Makes me think that they don't have a big reveal agenda. Sometimes when they have like a really big reveal agenda, they just crack on every 10 minutes. It's just bang, 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 bang. So, which makes me think there's like, they're going to trickle some stuff. They're going to show us what's coming up for Christmas. I imagine December's going to be big. I think by December comes around, you'll have your dragons. I think you'll have all of the cruel boys. I think you'll have your battlefield boxes. Sorry, I'm still listening. Yep. Nothing else. I think there's going to be a whole bunch of things, and I think November might be a bit lean. Yeah, they're waiting for the viewers. Like, come on, just crack on. Just crack on. The Americans are awaking. Like, just crack on.
So certainly some people are making the most of it.
They're all waiting for the viewers. Now they're already here. How long do the streams go for? Usually about an hour to an hour and a half. So what the stream normally does, what they normally do is they'll have about 10 to 15 minutes a segment. So what they'll normally do is they'll do like a reveal. They'll then show it off on the Warhammer community site. They'll talk about it for a little bit, and then they'll kind of go to the next one. So it's about every 10 to 15 minutes. So you might find in a couple of minutes time. And then what happens as well is what happens is once they've done the video, so they'll usually show off a little preview video. We'll listen to that, and we'll listen to a little bit of the discussion. And then the minute that video goes up, it'll be available for us to watch on YouTube. It'll be available on Warhammer Community. So if you want to specifically look around and look at the 3D model or look at some of the other things, it'll be available for us on Warcom. So I've actually got Warcom here as well, so we can bring it up and look at the models and judge it. What else we got? I'm a Florida man. There's always dodgy stuff on the news.
And we are super excited to be sharing some great Warhammer.
All right, maybe they're going to talk something.
Didn't catch what Warhammer Day is all about. We're basically celebrating our favorite hobby with games and new miniatures and some
selling us new models.
And see, if you go to warhammercommunity.com and read all about it, there's loads to enjoy. And over the next, well, what are we looking at? 1:15. So over the next hour and 15 minutes or so, we're going to be showing you.
There you go. All right, we've got an hour and 15 minutes of stream.
There we are. We're about 5 minutes ahead of schedule, but unless anybody's got an objection, I think we might. Oh, now watch this behind me.
Oh, crack on.
I quite like being in this new room. It's fun. So we're going to talk about some Warhammer 40,000. Let's start with this little video.
Home of the Emperor's Palace, heart of the Imperium, the brightest light in the galaxy. It sickens me. The hubris, the lies, the oppression. No matter. The shadow approaches. The Star Children shall have their throne.
So it looks like it's a Gene Stealer cult versus a Custodies box, maybe? Yeah, that's exactly what it's looking like.
Boom. A fantastic new battle box.
Shadow. So it's our first battle box. So it's that combo box.
This is exciting for a whole bunch of reasons. Mm-hmm. So I think if we talk a little bit about the box set first. So this is a box set which contains Gene Stealer cults and Adeptus Custodies and.
Okay.
It's a battle box,
so basically the battle boxes are going to come in with two armies, and usually they come in with a exclusive hero and a narrative.
There's something rotten going on at the core of the Imperium.
There is. I mean,
so you've got something rotten happening in the Imperium. Do we care? Do we like it?
Worst thing that's happened to Terra in quite some time.
All right, some stuff's happening in Terra. If you care about that, I always liked it. I think the Gene Stealer cults are quite fun. I don't know if Golden Boys like Custodies for me is just like eh. There's some cool, interesting models. Don't get me wrong. There's some of those cool like Land Raider bikes and things like that, but a whole bunch of Golden Boys. I would have much preferred that to be Eldar, to be honest. Give me some alien love. Bear with me. I'm just going to move over to Warcom. So on Warcom, by the way, if you want to follow along or do this yourself, on the Warhammer community site, we can see that we've got the live blog. So you have your little video if you want to rewatch that and kind of like, I don't know, eat some popcorn, show your loved ones. You got your box, interesting box, cool.
And eagle-eyed amongst you who are familiar with the Rangers already will spot two new miniatures.
So
there is an Adeptus Custodies Blade Champion.
So that hero, the Blade Champion, is a new model.
Yeah, definitely is.
And I'm imagining one of these two are the new model. So hard to tell. I'm not a 40k fan, so I don't know exactly what's coming there. But we've got this new champion, which is kind of cool.
Kind of ready to take a charge.
If I was a 40k fan, I would definitely think that is relatively cool. This hero is looking pretty sweet. I think I'm imagining here this is a head swap. So you got two options of a head potentially. It's kind of cool.
You know, about the
kind of
size
cool.
Of a man and probably weighs about 3 times as much. And he's got that.
We have a new updated Adeptus Custodies book. So if you like your Golden Boys, or a new Gene Stealer Cult book as well. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. What do you all think? Shield Captain, I want the Pillar Man Custodies or nothing. Okay. Do battle times 40k versions get updated when they release battle boxes? I think there's a bit of a trend where what they'll do is they will they often use the battle boxes to launch off a new army or a new updated army. You saw it happen in Age of Sigmar lately with, obviously you had the Auric War Clans and the Stormcast. We've also had Shadow and Pain, which was Daughters of Cain and Slanesh, get updated earlier in the year. But it's not always necessarily what happens, because you did have the Soulblight Gravelords get updated independently, so they weren't in a battle box. So often the battle boxes are good to kind of launch off, give you a new model or two. Nice way to introduce your friends to the hobby if you want to split a box and get a whole bunch of new forces, but not always the jam. Flesh Eater and Skaven, that'd be cool. I think definitely maybe even like Skaven versus like Undead. Like that's a story that's happened. You know, if you listen to the Lore Masters and the Gash, you'll hear that story kind of goes through time. Although I would love is it Oshran? The Flesh Eater Court's Carrion King. I'd love to see a model for that one day. They're trying hard not to say Custodies Lieutenant. I'm sure there's a joke there. That I'm not getting as a 40k. This is tempting. Don't play 40k. Bloods into it. Yeah, cool. I think that for me, the Gene Stealer Cults definitely is. It's fun. It's dynamic. It's interesting. I won't play it. I wouldn't buy it. I think if I was going to pick up some 40k, it'd be Sisters of Battle. I played Sisters of Battle, and I still have my old Sisters of Battle in my display cabinet. So. I actually have thought about buying some just to like have a bit of a painting holiday. Flesh Eater Court Skaven was a battle fox that happened before. Did it? Don't remember Skaven being in a Battle Force box. Well, trust you, MB. See, no Space Marines. Yeah, just Golden Boys that are totally not Primaris Marines. The joke is that there is 100 Primaris Lieutenant models. Right, okay. Completely over my head. Yeah, 40k doesn't get me. I'm not the biggest sci-fi fan, so like I can appreciate. Yeah, I remember the. Oh, that's right, the Carrion Empire. Yes, you're right. Yeah, Eric, 100%. I do remember it actually. I do remember it. Yes, that was an old box. I remember. Yeah, absolutely. Sylvaneth versus Gitz. That was remember that box? That was another of those dual boxes, which was pretty cool. Ogres and Feck. Yeah, okay. Was it? Oh no, wasn't it Ogres and OBR? Wasn't it Ogres and OBR? Weren't they fighting over the Feast of Bones? Wasn't that Ken? I think you've been drinking. Yeah, the Warlock Bombardier. Yeah. It was Skaven Flesh Eater Courts. It was not Ogres and Flesh Eater Courts, Ken. It was Ogres and OBR. And it was, yes, I absolutely remember the Bombardier. That was a sweet model, absolute sweet model. And that's when you got the Arch Regent for Flesh Eater Courts. So, yeah. Ogres and OBR. Ogres and OBR. Yeah, I didn't think I was like. Yeah, I know it's late, but I'm not losing the plot. The whole Empyrean heavy lore. Yeah, that's for me. I'm with you, Hello World. I think for me, what would be really interesting, and I always worry about this in Age of Sigmar, is that Order is getting really bloated, and I would hate for it to get to a point where, like in 40k, a heavy set of the meta is just Space Marines. And things like your Xenos and your Chaos just don't get updated nearly as much as Space Marine versus Space Marine. So for me, I would love to see Chaos get up a real good boost in models and in power level, also destruction and also death, because I just don't want to go in and just have like an order fest. it's already bloated. Add in more Lumineth, add in maybe Malarian and his Dark Elves, add in more Kenothi. Like, it's just order. And I love order. I just don't want it to be bloated. It's just too much. Yeah. Archregent versus Bombardier. That was sweet. Pirates versus Deepkin. Do we have a Deepkin box? I feel like it'd be Cities of Sigmar versus Deepkin. Like, stop raiding stop eating my souls. Leave me the F alone. It's bloated, but Fire Slayers, where's the love? I think you're going to get combined. I think Fire Slayers and I think all you Duarden are going to go into the halls of Grumnir, and you're going to be. I think you're going to be combined, and I think that would be a good thing, because KO's got a limited model range. Fire Slayer's got a limited model range. It doesn't look like you're going to get expanded anytime soon, so you might as well get combined and at least give you some flexibility between the second wave of Soul Blight. I want second wave of Mega Gargants. Give me a little Man Crusher wizard. Give me a Man Crusher priest. Give me more than 4 War Scrolls in my son's battle tome. Should split Duarden and Elves from Order. I mean, you'll get your Chaos Duarden soon. I wonder if they'll ever come. I wonder if Malarian will become Chaos. I wonder if Marathi will get kicked out of Order. Hot take destruction. I could if I was going to make a guess of if Malarian wasn't going to be in Order, and he's already helped the Stormcast with the Gladiatorium or whatever it was. If Malarian comes out and he wasn't in Order, I wonder if it'd be Chaos, or maybe Marathi goes to Chaos. But I don't think so. I think there's still Order, because Order isn't good. Order is Order. So I don't know. That'd be my guess. Pirates are lame. You are starting a fight there, Eric. I think if people watch yourself, people get upset with that one. As to the point that they don't need any more Order armies, expansions, existing ones like Tyrion, Kenothi, Malarian, and Duarden. Yeah, I would agree. I think there's a lot of creativity. Like, I would love to see things like OBR expanded. I was surprised that there was no monster constructs. And I think I've said this in Soulblight. Like, where are the zombie Maw Crushers? Where are the zombie Star Drakes? Where are the skeleton, Mega Gargants? Like, surely these undead creatures and undead monsters are somewhere. Where are the spirits of these types of monsters? So, for me, boost up those undead quite significantly. I'd love to see more monsters. I would love to see more beasts coming out. So I'm absolutely with you on that one. What else going on in the chat? There's so much going on. You guys are absolutely off the chart. Look, Marathi does hate chaos, and you're right. If you go back into the lore of the world that was, Marathi did have a dark pact with Slaanesh, and I know there's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening in Age of Sigmar. But now that she's ascended to godhood, now that she's pissed off Sigmar by taking on Harkuron, maybe there will be a fight and a war, and maybe Marathi splits off into create a whole new faction. Maybe she's no longer welcoming Order, and maybe she is more destruction, maybe she's more chaos. I don't know. Who knows where the narrative goes at some point. Skaven should be kicked out of chaos and added to destruction. Interesting. Poor old Skaven. No one ever acknowledges them as one of the chaos gods. The Great Horned Rat is in the pantheon of chaos, but everyone forgets about the poor Great Horned Rat. Poor guy. Nighthawk Pirates. I think definitely there's a good Nighthawk Monsters. I think that would be more interesting to me. Like, if you think about what is underwater. And you imagine there's a lot of, like, we've seen like the Leviathan, we've seen, even like Total War, you've seen like these monster crabs, right? And like, let the imagination go. Like, imagine what is at the end at the bottom of the sea that could be reanimated as a zombie, a skeleton, or a ghost. I think for me, that excites me more than pirates. Don't get me wrong, pirates are cool. But, like, give me some pretty sweet monsters from the deep. Like, give me Like, give me like Cthulhu type stuff as well. Like, give me some crazy stuff. BSK update, yeah, all right. People are wanting their updates. The Great Horn Rat, yeah. Yep, Hashot, poor old Oathbreakers, the Great Horn Rat, all right. He's the only Chaos God. And hey, we got to thank Skaven for helping us defeat Nagash a few times. So support the factions with only, yeah. I think Douglas, I'm with you on that one. I think when I look at, again, I mentioned KO and Fire Slayers as an example. I look at Deepkin. You know, there's not a, like, I would love to see them expanded a little bit. And Deepkin's one of the oldest books now. Nurgle and Deepkin are the two oldest books. I did say at the top of the show that Eshen. No, I said Eshen. I said Eshen. Someone said Mulder. I said no. I think Eshen, or even Scryer. Like Scryer, and tap into some of the craziness. It definitely meets Age of Sigmar world right now. Skaven pirates.
Welcome if you're just joining us.
Maybe Clan Scryer has got a hold of some KO technology. Maybe they've got a gun hauler or an ironclad, and they've put warpstone in it, and they've done some craziness with it. Who knows? Give me some of that.
What's next, Raph?
Oh, I think we're coming up with something, right?
Oh, he gestured at me.
All right, Age of Sigmar, get ready for it.
Behind you.
Because I can't see behind me, because I don't have that mutation yet on the Chaos Mutations table, and I was looking at Raph and the camera. It's very confusing. There is a skull behind the camera. I wish you could see what I can see.
All right, hurry about him.
And there's a skull behind the camera.
Stop talking about the skull and just play the video.
Welcome to Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I saw a couple of people arrive and say, hope haven't missed the Age of Sigmar news. Well, you haven't. You've arrived.
Right, use the chat right now. What is it? Is it Nurgle? Is it Skaven? Go.
We are Nurgle's gift to the realm. Bringers not of death, but life, teeming, writhing, eternal life. With the Plague Father's blessing, the curse of mortality will be cast from these lands. Like all living things, these mortal realms will decay, and in time, no peace in Nurgle's garden. Come, mortal children, grand.
So, a new battle tome for Age of Sigmar.
All right, so we have a new battle tome, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have one new model.
Anyone who is a
there we go.
Age of Sigmar
The
fan,
Rotbringer Sorcerer.
For their battle tome. And this, they get not only a new battle tome, but a new miniature. So let's have a look at this guy first. He's, I think it's fair to say, pretty fly.
Oh my goodness. We are looking, of course, at the Rotbringer Sorcerer with two heads. The thing I hope is that when that cowl comes up, it's still got fly eyes.
I think basically, whenever we're talking about anything Nurgle, anything that's like a hood or cloth or anything like that, just don't even think about what's under it, because it's going to be super gross. But this is a really fun miniature. I mean, obviously very in keeping with a lot of your standard Nurgle aesthetics. So you've got the kind of the scythe there. There's lots of kind of nods to flies and to withering. You've got these kind of cool little green candles, which are painted green, which is quite a nice little touch, and bells and scrolls, and a little tiny plague bearer skull for a belt buckle there as well. So like
I was just seeing if Warhammer Community is updated just yet. They haven't refreshed it. So
you look at the Blight Kings and things; they're quite hench. The Rotbringer Sorcerer has quite spindly arms and like weird spikes under the forearm, and there's a lot of creepiness going on. Super gross, to quote.
Super gross is fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, Coffee Poo Poo said super gross. I've never quite come to terms with Coffee's name. But there we are. This is the world we live in. Also, a big shout out to the scythe motif.
All right, so I'm gonna. So what do we all think? So while I just reposition myself and try to refresh Warhammer Community, what do you all think? Often with Warhammer Community, they'll actually let us get like a 3D rendering of the model. You can kind of like go around and check it all out. I'm hoping they do it for the Nurgle model, and we can see what it looks like and do a bit of a tour.
Kind of commonality that fits in really nicely into to your army as well.
Yeah, okay, so they haven't updated it just yet.
Any
But,
selection of naval stuff in the fly head.
Cool. So interesting. What do we think? Yeah, so people were hoping for Nighthaunt. Yeah, look, I think, the reality is that when
Everyone needs to go, right? And so here we are with Chaos Battle Tome, Maggotkin of Nurgle, and an awesome shot of some of the models.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay, so we got a new battle tome coming out. They're smashing Lumineth, so 10 out of 10 from me. Take that, you jerk, Warden or Sentinel, probably both. You probably deserved it. I'm completely sold on that then. Take that. I don't know if it's just going to be one model or more than one model. I've heard rumors that there will be a couple of heroes being updated. I saw some comments earlier about Finecast. I think it was Andrew. Yeah, really good point. Because there is a couple of Finecast models. Is it like Epidemus? There's a couple of support heroes that are Finecast. I would not be surprised if that sorcerer wasn't the only model to be updated. But we obviously have no confirmation. We've only seen one model. So let's see when it comes out. I think the cool thing is with these types of previews, they don't normally show things that are happening after 3 months. So normally within the release cycle, we know Nurgle's going to be coming by January. If they keep true and everything obviously stays the same. I'm just listening out closely to make sure they don't mention when it's going to be released or when to look out for it. But if I was a betting man, I'd probably say December or January, probably before Christmas. Although when the Nurgle first came out, it was the start of January. So look, I'm obviously just throwing dates out of my backside right now. I actually don't know. MB's thinking February. I think it'll be earlier than February. I think because it is only a couple of models, I think it's a quick win. I think it'll be December sometime or January. Usually January to February, they will have a big release. They did a really big release of Nurgle. They did Gloomspite Kits was a big release, and they updated a whole bunch of sculpts and brought out a whole bunch of new sculpts. I'm not adding the dick in. Usually around that January to February kind of range is when they want your Christmas money. They know that Santa gave you a whole bunch of money, and they want you to spend it with them. So they'll often do like Battle Force boxes and low hanging fruit between November to December. Some easy wins for Christmas, and then they want the big releases post Christmas. So yeah, and obviously logistics and stuff. But hey, if it's only a couple of models and a book, it's a lot easier to do than a whole big like Stormcast. And they've still got to do Cruel Boys. They've still got to do Stormcast. The dragons aren't out yet. There's a lot of stuff they've got to deliver on. Mark your calendar December. Yeah, look, I think December is very realistic. I think December, maybe early June, but I think it'd be December too. Says December in the article. Cool. I haven't seen a refresh on the article yet, so if it's on the article, then we have confirmation right there. So happy days. Happy days. Have they talked about the Christmas boxes yet? No. All we've seen so far is we've seen the Custodies. We've seen a Custodies.
And a whole bunch of other sort of things.
We've seen a Custodies versus Genestealer Cults box that's coming, and we've just seen Nurgle. That's the only two things we've seen so far. They haven't shown us anything else. So we still have Horus Heresy, we still have Blood Bowl, we still have Warcry, and we still have Underworlds. So we've seen 2 models so far for Warcry, which was the Spider-Man, and then we saw someone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone not as cool as Spider-Man. That Spider-Man was rock solid. Yeah, the article's not updated. Yeah, I've been refreshing it because I want to show you. I haven't seen an article update. Toads, I don't think so. I mean, Forge World Toads are gone. They haven't mentioned any Toads. So no, we haven't seen any Christmas boxes. Oh, we're going to go Blood Bowl. Let's rock.
Very cool Blood Bowl news. Watch this.
I'll never forget my first game of college dungeon bowl. My professor looked me in the eyes and said, "Listen, keep an eye on the Warhawks. I've got 50 gold on them gutting at least 3 goblins." That's when I knew I was destined to be a pitch side reporter. Those days were something else. Now, the colleges are opening up the dungeons again, and they're going to need some new blood in the teams. And on the walls, and the floor, who knows? Maybe you'll be a star player yourself one day. Where heroes are made, Jim, but the dungeon's where they're born.
Interesting.
So,
so I still have that box. So that was a game. So basically, it's still Blood Bowl, right? So I have that. I've actually got above me. I've got second edition Blood Bowl, which came out. I think it was early 90s, and actually the board was made of styrofoam. So unlike current Blood Bowl, where it's a cardboard board, I shall bring that up so you guys can see.
You see the board and how it's laid out. The principles of the game are still roughly the same as you'd expect from a game of Blood Bowl. Try and score some goals, or incapacitate your opposing team to the point where they can't play on. But there's a lot of nuance to it. You'll see on this that there are treasure chests. You need to run around and find where the ball is, because nobody knows where the ball starts on the field. And then there's all sorts of, you can see there's the sort of lava-filled chasm and a little rickety
Not really
bridge.
in a dungeon unless you've got lava, are you?
Right. I mean, it's very much a Warhammer themed dungeon, and it is just a really exciting and fun way to enjoy the Blood Bowl experience. I know, having spoken to him as recently as today, I bumped into one of the guys in the team who worked on this, and they are super excited because what they've done is take all the things that were great about classic Dungeon Bowl and bring it fully up to date, ready for existing in the now. And I think it looks amazing as you look at the set. It's a fully complete
All right,
set.
so what do you think? What do you all think? So yeah, I remember playing this back in the day. It was kind of like Blood Bowl meets Warhammer Quest or Hero Quest, depending on which age you were from. So it's a novelty game. I played it for a fair bit. I obviously don't know how much it's changed between the original Dungeon Bowl that I used to own versus now, but it's very much around still scoring. It's about not having your traditional pitch, so you can obviously see there'll be a couple of different dungeon layouts. If I remember correctly, there were like hidden traps as well. So, you could, do a blitz move and try to kind of get to an opponent, but there happened to be a random set of spike traps, or there was a whole bunch of things. But this is cool as well. I love the little combo armies. But I think for me, I love this is my I really like Warcry and I like Underworlds. Underworlds got too expensive for me personally, just trying to keep up with all the cards. I just buy the warbands. That's really cool. I do like the Dark Elves. I do love, actually, I do like Blood Bowl. For me is probably my little side game when I need a holiday from Age of Sigmar. It's not Warcry, it's not Underworlds, it's Blood Bowl. And it's just fun. You get it out in an hour. I love playing it over on Discord as well. You can play a couple of games online, bash it out, even, yeah. What else have you got? Tiles look like Advanced Heroes Quest. Yeah, it kind of it draws from the Warhammer Quest, Hero Quest kind of thematic. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was back in the day when that was one of their core product lines. They just kind of mashed it up and it worked really well. MB, you did indeed predict ogres, and you got it. Although the image was already an ogre, you could tell that it was an ogre. So I'm not going to give you that much credit, mate. No new models, sadly, yet. We don't know. We don't know what's coming. We just saw the kit box. They might expand it, but it hasn't looked like with Blood Bowl they've shown. I mean, they're expanding obviously the range through things like Forge World. Got the new Croxagore literally shown off this week, but obviously nothing for Dungeon Bowl. So I like that they kind of haven't kind of convoluted Dungeon Bowl with a new release. I'm surprised that Chaos Dwarves weren't in that kit. Cool. I'm just making sure they don't kick in. Yeah, the combos are fun, but you know, I do like the little combos. You get a couple of different models, especially if you want to paint them up. Fire Slayers, Ogres, Skaven, Zombies. Everyone gets to be happy. Yeah. Hear Me Out, Blitzball from Final Fantasy for AOS teams. Yeah, I wonder if they ever will do AOS kind of. I don't know. It's a weird pseudo world because even like with Blood Bowl, when it was in the Warhammer Fantasy world, you were never playing in the Warhammer Fantasy world. It was like this pseudo weird world. Warcry Underworld article is up. Is it an individual article? I'm just going to refresh quickly.
There's an element of chaos to.
Okay, cool. Here we go. All right. Here's a bit of a sneak peek. We're going to ruin this. We got Warcry. There we go. We got new Warcry.
That exist within the game, like the way that you can sort of move around the portals and things. And there's lots
there's the video.
Elements which will appeal to the person who's willing to.
Box. All right. Well.
Somebody said, "Learn Adam."
All right. What do we got? Let's zoom in. What do we got? That's all right. Interesting. Okay. Let's actually look at the warbands. What do we got? It says Spider-Man and Spider-Man's BFF. I've got to unzoom a little bit so I can use the arrow. Yeah. So what? Okay. I'm just also quickly listening in to make sure when they go into the proper reveal, we can look at it properly. All right, so we've definitely got like a Warcry warband that's like, it's an Ragnarok theme, and you can see they've kind of really tapped into this underground spidery type aesthetic. Have they got the other warband? Okay, so here we got Conan the Barbarian and his friends.
Where are we at? Well, we've talked about Dungeon Bowl. Raph has changed.
All right, sounds like they're about to go into the Warcry. Well, let's listen to them.
It's very exciting. Raph, play us a video.
Jokes on you. We've already seen it. All right, sign me up. So I like it. All right, so we're gonna.
Everything in that looks amazing.
I'm just gonna silence them, and let's bring back that article. Let's actually bring up the article and look at this properly. So, what do we got? What do we got here? So we know it's the next series of Underworlds Underworlds, which is awesome. Warcry. Sorry, not Underworlds. Warcry. So we know we're going to get ourselves a bunch of terrain. So it's very thematic. It felt very much like the underground mines of what I would say is, again, the Oathbreakers, some type of Chaos Duarden. I don't want to rub salt in the wound here. I apologize, Chorf fans. But you definitely do feel like they're extracting in the underworlds, and you're getting that whatever the material they're looking for. I can't remember I can't remember the material, but I do like the terrain. It's very interesting terrain. Would I use the terrain for Age of Sigmar? Probably not. But I think overall, I love the lavery type aesthetic. I like the mines, and I like the level platform of the tunnels, or whatever, not the tunnels, the where they kind of move the material around. So I like that. I like that a lot, actually. So let's look at the model. So first off, we've got the spider kind of army, or the warband. So we've got, what have we got here? It's obviously hard to kind of tell exactly what we're looking for, but for me personally, like when I look at these, I really like it, because I think for me, when I look at Warcry, what I like about Warcry is not the other stuff. I like the chaos stuff, because chaos is so corrupted, and there's probably like 50 flavors of chaos, probably hundreds of flavors of chaos. I do like this aesthetic quite a lot. I'm seeing a lot of people liking the creepy, the creepiness of them. I love the webbing. I like the dynamic poses of these particular models. I like the color options, and I like, I love the spidery type aesthetic. For me, I think this is really cool. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, is it the Corvus Cavall? Is it the Raveny type ones from the first season? They kind of feel like that, but with spiders. So I do like this quite a lot, actually. This is a really cool warband. And then kind of to what Jonathan said as well, the Dark Oath, when they brought out the Dark Oath War Queen, she was a really cool model, but she never was really quite supported with her friends. And I really like this sorceress. Like, check out this sorceress holding an eye. She's literally, or it might be a he. It looks like a she. It's hard to tell, but like, it looks like boobies there. But like holding that eye, that's some scary shit. That's very creepy. Very shaman-esque. Absolutely love that. Very dynamic. That's gonna leave you a scar. Yeah, I really like that. Really like that. This is Chaos Conan the Barbarian. They don't skip leg day at the gym. This is some brutal thighs as well. Look at that. Massive thighs. This is like probably got like a Lariel as their personal trainer. That's sick. That's like evil Conan. I love it. Love this all. This is cool. This is really cool. What do you all think? Interesting. Yeah, interesting comment from MB here that we haven't seen a lot from the silhouette, so there's still a lot from unknown. I really like the Dark Oath. I personally like Hello World. I agree. I was more thinking like Spider. Yeah, Unmade plus K-Knight Shadowstalker vibes. Yeah, I agree with that. The ore getting from like Warpstone. Yeah, very much possibly. I think this is really cool. Really, really cool. I love that he's holding a bunch of heads. I love the bones. I think to me, this is kind of what I'd love to see Marauders get updated to. I feel like Marauders, like when I think of Marauders, this is kind of what I think. This is the perfect kind of Marauders. Give me more of this. Give me this dark oath kind of Marauder. You've got me. Sign me up. What else have you got? It's a very cool. It's kind of like really real Necromunda vibes here. Like, one of the cool things about Necromunda is the multi-level kind of platforms, and being able to like fall off and just fight across pillars and jumping around like a mad lad. I really like this, actually. This is perfect for like a dwarf table, especially like a chaos dwarf table. Sorry, Chorfs. I do really apologize, Chaos Dwarf fans. But this to me is definitely Chaos Dwarf vibes. Like, if this doesn't lead to the Oathbreakers, I don't know whatever will, right? I like it. I really like this tunneling, yeah, I really like it. I really like it. And I'm not a fan of Warcry. Like, I haven't actually ever played a game of Warcry because it hasn't really kind of excited me. The Underworld, the warbands are cool, but this feels very Necromunda-y, and I love Necromunda, especially old Necromunda. It's very super creepy, very super weird. What do you all think? Mix of Chaos Dwarves and Skaven architecture? Yeah, I agree. It can feel very Skaven-y, and it also could feel very Chaos Dwarfy. I'm brutally surprised that it wasn't. I thought it was going to be goblins. I honestly, I thought this would have been the spiders of Yitz. And I'm pretty surprised that it's chaos, and I'm actually happily surprised. Trevor thinks it's a really cool kit. Yeah, I agree. The guy with the big axe was in the silhouette. Let's have a look. That one. We're talking that one. Big axe silhouette. Look. Oh yeah, the lady. That one. Her. That's the lady. That's Axe Lady. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we know. That's the Custody. So we know that's Custody from the Custodies versus Gene Stealer Cult box. We know that's Warcry. That's not Nurgle. That we've only seen. There's only one model we've seen so far, and it wasn't that. That was a sorcerer. So that is either going to be. We've seen Blood Bowl. We've seen 40k. We've seen Sigmar. We've seen Warcry. So I guess the next. I guess maybe this is This is how they're kind of showing it in chronological order. Because we started there, went there. So maybe it's Underworlds. Maybe this. What is possible? Unless no, that wasn't. That wasn't here, was it? That wasn't in any of. No, that's not any of those.
There's a lot of love for the color scheme in the chat as well, and the.
No, so we haven't seen the middle model yet. So yeah, it probably is Underworlds. You reckon it would be Horus Heresy? Like that doesn't look very armory to me. But hey, I might be wrong. It could be very wrong. That possibly would be Underworlds, but hey, what do I know? Yeah, I probably agree with Eric. I think the middle one probably is more of a Underworlds than Heresy, but let's see. I don't know Heresy enough. It feels like everyone was heavily armored. It was just like MK1 versions of their Space Marine armor as opposed to the MK whatever version they're up to at the moment. How are we going? Oh, whoa. Got spiders.
In game terms, the way that these spiders support the Tarantulas brood is they're kind of like an annoyance swarm. So the Tarantulas don't have the kind of raw weight and savagery of the Dark Oath, but what they do have is like a tide of spiders that can tie up one of their fighters for a turn and kind of get in the way, get under people's feet quite literally, and give you the edge potentially. So Warcry is all about using the small nuances between your warbands that give you a slight advantage, and that's their thing. Is just here's a bucket of spiders.
And so my understanding is that Red Harvest is a full, complete Warcry box game in a box. So if you've not tried Warcry yet, this is a perfect inroad.
There you go. There we go. All right, sign me up. We've got spiders. Like we got spiders coming, folks. We easily go buy this now. That wasn't on the preview, which is interesting. It's not on the article at all. But it looks like it's a little bonus thing. So it doesn't look like it's going to be. Doesn't look like it's a. Yeah, looking at the article. No. Are these with the box or outside? I can only imagine they come with the box. I'm just having a look at the article again to see if there's any indication of the spiders, and I'm not seeing the spiders on any of this. So I can only imagine they're in this. Like they wouldn't show something outside. You wouldn't buy a box of spiders. I imagine they come with this particular warband. Oh, you're there. They're probably. I don't know if you guys can see that. If I zoom in there, you can see some. You can only assume they're spiders. So I would assume that they come. What?
Well, we are far from done. If you are just joining us, then welcome to.
Yeah, I would assume that they are coming with the box. So sign me up. That's great. And I think we're about to go into Underworlds.
We're going to be covering more one of the things that we're very excited about right now is obviously Warhammer Plus is about to experience the second half of Angels of Death's first season.
I don't care. How about you show me some Age of Sigmar content? I think. All right, I'll play the video. I'm sure some of you like 40k. I want to see more Age of Sigmar stuff. Like we got 2 Lawmaster videos. We've got a couple of battle reports, which is fun. But where are the animations? The spiders are in the.
Smile spoiler warning. It doesn't give too much.
Yeah, we didn't play the video. Yes, I was looking more for the images, Nagaroth, to see if there's any particular. Yes, in the video, it's absolutely there. All right.
A vessel is on a collision heading, shipmistress.
Fire the batteries. Full broadside.
Several targets are above the plane of gun traverse.
Vessels are increasing engine burn. They mean to ram us, shipmistress.
Then they will hasten their doom. All hands, brace for impact.
Enemy contacts in decks 40 through 47.
Lord Hadriel, we're a sticking target. We need to be free of the dock now.
I am working as swift as Mercury, Mistress Sulker.
With respect, the bridge is under threat, and if we are not free soon...
I am aware of the consequences. My optimism appears to be unfounded, shipmistress. I cannot release us from the dock from here. It might be possible from within the docking limb, but the enemy's strength is too great for me alone.
We shall come to aid you.
Negative. The bridge must hold. I am withdrawing. There is another possibility of aid.
I quite enjoyed that, and Hadriel is still my favourite character in Angels of Death.
As a big Gene Stealer Shots fan, I particularly liked all the creepy Gene Stealers that are about to eat all those humans, I imagine.
Gotta love it. So, yeah, a glimpse of...
I'm on mute like a massive potato. I'll be honest, I was not watching that. I was looking at Warcom, and normally what they do is they show you... they have one article they update kind of as they go, but instead they've had separate articles. So... I'm not a big 40k fan. You all know that. I've said it a few times now. Seems like an okay animation. I don't know, like, looked okay. I don't know what the story's like, but I certainly won't be watching it. I don't care about 40k. Like, I really don't care. But what I do care about is I was just checking out the Nurgle release. So they do have a bit more information, and I can't remember who mentioned it earlier, but kudos to you. They did actually announce that in December. So it says mark your calendars for December. So we know the new battle tome is coming out in December for Nurgle, which is great. Good on them. But what was interesting, I can't remember if I caught it or not. I think I did, but just in case you didn't catch it, it looks like, again, you've got an alternative heads. You've got this head, this human-y type head, if you like that, or you have more of a fly type, and you can kind of see they've really tied in the fly aesthetic to the battle tome. So who knows if any more models are going to be brought into that Puscoil kind of those plague drone style fly aesthetics, and maybe that's how they expanded as opposed to going into plague bearers or even blight kings. Maybe they're going to go into more of this fly stuff. I don't know. Clearly, I don't know. And I think it was Reflex who had maybe made a mention, you know, given that you've got Clan Pestilence, which is that pseudo Nurgle Skaven force, I wonder if there will be some boons or something that follows after this that gives some love to the Clan Pestilence. But we do have the Battle Tome. It's coming in December, which is good. We know there's one model coming. I was having a look to see in the article if there is anything else new. Sometimes they leave little Easter eggs, and I can't see anything either in this particular image or this image that shows us any other extra models. It looks like, for me, everything else, I don't know if you all can see anything else, but it looks like all of the current range, you know, Beast of Nurgle, your Great Unclean Ones, Plague Bearers, Black Kings, it all seems pretty basic. Right. All right. We might be coming into
to do with Harrowdeep. One of the hotly contested topics.
There's a goddamn monkey. All right, let me have a look at the Warcom article. All right. That's amazing. All right, there we go. We got our pirates. All right, I'll bring this up while I look. Oh, that's amazing. All right.
So
while I look at the article,
Harrowdeep as a setting is set beneath one of the seas of the mortal realms, deep in the kind of dungeon that periodically is accessible to travelers and adventurers and all sorts of ne'er-do-wells. And this, a very kind of nautical theme, as you say, a pirate sort of man-eater ogre sort of chap, backed up by a swarm of critters and helpers. A very fun, very thematic sort of.
All right. So what do we know? So the article isn't up yet. So what do we know? So we've got Harrowdeep, which is going to be the latest series of the Underworlds warband. Stephen, what is Underworlds? Good question. So Underworlds is a game that is a half miniature, half card game. So it draws from the world of Age of Sigmar. So you have a little warband, but the way you interact is very much like Magic the Gathering or any type of game that revolves cards, where you have abilities and rules, and you can build a deck, right? You have the ability to, you know, have X amount of cards. I don't know what the card limit is these days, but you draw cards in the way that your army interacts and has abilities and scores is based off those cards. So it's pseudo a board game, pseudo a card game, pseudo a miniature game. It's these are kind of weird blends. So a lot of people just buy the models for their own Age of Sigmar army. I really like it. Big fan for me. Love that monkey with the knife. The pirate ogre is pretty boss. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, the fact that the monkey is holding a knife on its tail is pretty amazing. You know, shout out there to the Noblar who has a goatee. That reminds me a lot of one of my Discord members, a Noblar lover who has a little goatee there. Shout out to that particular person. You know who you are if you're listening. You've got the carrion as well. That's the little bird that usually sits on with the priest, the Huskard priest, or whatever it is. The Great Pirate, yeah, it's gold. I love this. Give me more of this for the ogres. Give me updated ogre man eaters. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Yeah. If you are an ogre lover, this should definitely motivate you. This is pretty cool. But I think for me, the monkey with the knife, you know, new Eshin model. I think the next part is like what comes after this. Like, you know, if Harrow Deep is going to be focused in a very watery kind of realm or a watery type area, does it lead to IDK? Does it lead to Scourge Privateers? Does it lead to any other type of vampirates? Does it lead to undead, Nighthaunt piratey, watery type stuff? Like, what else does this lead to? So while I just refreshed to see if Warcom is updated at all, and no, I don't have an article just yet. I think it's really cool. What do you all think? I want to kit bash the monkey into everything. The Cities of Sigmar handgunners does come with a powder keg monkey, so it actually holds like a monkey holding like barrel of gunpowder. I think he's just now got a friend. So I'm disappointed that it showed one model. Yeah, it's a bit sad. Underworlds is really good unless you want to play competitively. Yeah, I agree with you, Age of Something. I think that was kind of like I got into this right at the start. I really enjoyed it, but I found chasing because you're gonna buy, because all of the cards, right? Like when you buy a warband, it has universal cards, not just for your faction but for other factions. So if you want one of the really good cards and you don't know someone who can, you know, buy and sell from, you got to buy a whole new warband just for like one or couple of cards. So for me, competitively and just to have like a really good deck, it was just hard to go. So oops, freaked me out. Someone's yelling coach, like freaking me out, like I missed something, but I just realized that I'm on the stream anyway. Bloody jerkwads. Is there an article up just yet? While I search for the article, let me know what you're thinking. Do you like this? Do you play Underworlds? Does Pirate Monkey, Bearded Noblars? No, there's no article just yet. Clan Scurvy. Yeah, and there's there's 13 great clans. Like let's bring absolutely bring back some of those Skaven. After Gur, the next GHB, we've got Underworlds, Kevin Costner, the worst film or the most expensive film, the biggest flop. Who knows? Oh, we got a 404 error. What's that error? 5 minutes ago error. So they're gonna. Oh, it's a little bit. All right, it sounds like they're gonna milk this. All right. They're going to milk this. So I think I think there was a little like preview error in the mirror to say there was 5 minutes to go. So what have we seen so far? So we've seen Nurgle. We've got a new battle tome coming for Nurgle in December. It's coming with one new model that we know so far. Could be more. That could be it. We don't know yet. We just know there's one sorcerer model. Oh, all right. We got a full reveal coming.
We're into the Horus Heresy. So there is a thing a lot of people have been very excited to see for a while. It somewhat completes the set. Raf, why don't you play the video?
All right.
He's a bit good.
It's very cool. So this is.
I always love watching these two because Adam Troke and Eddie, I don't think they're big Age Sigmar fans, and you see them when they talk about Sigmar versus like the things they care about, which is like 40k Lord of the Rings and like these games, and like they're super excited, and like Sigma, like they can't wait to kind of wrap up and move on to the next video. But like I'm not a big fan of 40k or 30k, but this is a pretty cool model. Like I won't lie, like that's a pretty badass model. I won't buy it, I have no need for it, but if I was into 40k and I like my, what are they called? The Primarchs, there you go, it's on the screen. If I like my Primarchs, I would be super ecstatic with this. I think it's a really cool model, gives me 40k vibes of Genghis Khan and just being an absolute machine. And I don't know shit about the White Scars. I don't know anything about these people. I was a Space Wolf kind of guy, but this is pretty badass. I love the hero. I don't want to paint white armor. Good question, Jimmy. Where are the battle boxes for AOS? Even for 40k, I would have thought maybe they'd preview. They did say there was a half a preview to come. So they said 1.5 previews to go. So we just had the Horus Heresy. It makes me think there's something else to come after this, at least something small. The curved sword is pretty cool. I won't lie, it is a cool sword. The model itself is a great model. Again, if I was a 40k fan, I'd love it. If I was a 30k fan, I'd love it. As a Sigma fan, no interest. But overall, it's cool. Yeah. It's a good model. I agree. It's a good model. What else? It's a solid model. Yeah. Battlefield. So I would imagine if it's not coming now, I mean, I guess for these types of streams, these are the hype streams, right? Here are the cool models that are coming in the next couple of months, and I guess the Battlefield boxes. I'm just going to mute you a little bit. The Battlefield boxes don't usually have anything. They've never had anything exclusive. They're always just rebundled boxes of miniatures that already exist. So they're not that kind of exciting. So maybe they're not quite a Warhammer Day type stream. Maybe I should have been a bit more realistic with that. This is day one of several weeks. No, I don't think they mentioned any other reveals. It's not like the Warhammer Open Day preview where they had like multiple streams or they broke up Adepticon and things like that. Yeah, I think you're right. Probably Killy McGee. Probably once they've got like the understanding of the supply chain and what's going to be dropping. Probably you're right. Probably mid-November they'll have a good idea of what's ready for Christmas. What was that? Sorry. Would see more enthusiasm in the AOS announcements. We are customers too. Yeah, you'll notice it. Adam and Eddie, they're great people. I've actually met Eddie, really good guy. But you notice the difference between Sigma and the other ones. I don't think they care that much. They're definitely more 40k. Yeah, it's Warhammer Day, not Warhammer Week. I think that's probably it. Like I think if anything, you'll probably see another one of these types of previews maybe early next year to kind of show what's coming up between now and the next couple of months. Normally what happens with these types of previews is they happen real life at a convention. So things like the LVO or the Las Vegas Open, which happens in January, is probably the next one actually. If Games Workshop do go to America and they do a preview, they'll do it live from LVO. Adepticon's another one that happens in March. They usually do these big previews, and this is that'll be another one if they do that. You've got Warhammer Open Day, which is in June, July. So, and there's other things like Gen Con, and there are other conventions. They normally do these types of releases. So normally they do them sporadically as opposed to subsequent weeks. So they're usually tied with a convention. Obviously, the global pandemic has changed things a little for us. That model is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty cool. November 16 was the last year's Battle Force announcements. Yeah, you're probably right there, Papa Nurgle. You're probably right there that They'll probably release it a little bit closer to Christmas, so you can start asking mummy, daddy, your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, what you want for Christmas, and it could be a Battle Force box. I've told my wife that I want a dragon. Warcry is the takeaway release. Yeah, I think Warcry was definitely probably the coolest thing for me, at least. I would have loved to have seen more of the Harrow Deep. I wish they would have showed us both factions. It would have been cool, because you imagine it's going to be in a box as well, right? So I would have loved to have seen what's coming up with the ogres, but you didn't see it. Yeah, for us, we saw like an Underworlds Warband. We saw one model. At least we know Nurgle's coming in December, right? I think what I'm really interested in is what coming up next. Is it going to be Gits? Is it Beasts of Chaos? Is it Ogres? Is it Skaven? Is it new Lumineth? You laugh, you joke, but maybe Lumineth 3 is coming out, Electric Boogaloo after that. 40k, yeah, look, you got to remember with 40k is getting a whole bunch of things right, but in saying that, we've just had Stormcast who have got a whole bunch of new models, and we've got a whole new army from the Cruel Boys. So all of last year, if you look at what happened to 40k, they didn't get a lot of models. So I feel like this is their time. We're going to get a whole bunch of book updates for 3rd edition. They're going to get a whole bunch of new models. So the tide has turned in what I'm seeing. And yeah, Stephen, you're 100% right. We haven't seen River, Zenith. What's the thing? Yeah, we've still got a whole bunch of other Lumineth to come out, but hey, who knows? There are other factions that need to be updated and things like that. It is good because Nurgle is the oldest battle tome. It's actually, fun fact, an Age of Sigmar 1 battle tome. So they didn't actually even get an Age of Sigmar 2 battle tome. They've been on an Age of Sigmar 1 battle tome for this whole time. Idoneth Deepkin is the other oldest battle tome. So
all right, there we are. We have come to the end of all the reveals.
All right, we've come to an end of the reveal, but we might be going into something's coming.
What a nice way to spend some of Warhammer Day.
It's been nice. We got hanging out with you in this nice new studio and all these nice people at home. It's been fun.
Right, I agree. So,
all right, here comes the half reveal.
If there's a thing you saw today,
all right,
that really blew my socks
all right. I'm just going to stay on this screen for a while. Last battle tome was 18. It probably was early 18. It was Age of Sigmar 1.
In practical terms, I think
who else was super old after IDK? Beasts of Chaos and Skaven are old. So is Khorne. No, Khorne's had an update. Khorne's actually had a couple of updates. Nurgle, IDK.
Absolutely brilliant. So if we accept that we're all just super excited about the card, because
I'm just listening out. Yeah, IDK, Nurgle, Daughters obviously got updated. Slaanesh got updated. Well, I mean, Skaven, Khorne, Beasts of Chaos. They're probably the older ones. Nighthaunt. Nighthaunt's the other one. Nighthaunt was the first AOS 2 battle tome. So Nighthaunt is actually there. That's another one. Yeah, Nighthaunt, agreed. I think anything that was touched in Broken Realms, is likely to be the next couple of books. So you had Skaven get the hidden weapons teams, and you got a few updates in the Skaven in Broken Realms. Nurgle was there. You got a whole bunch of like mount traits and things for IDK. You got, Lord Croak as well. Like even Seraphon getting a quick new update. I know it seems silly, but I think Troke's going to say something.
Danger Monkey was the best.
No, he's not. He's saying something, but not that much. I don't think Slaves is getting a new book anytime soon, Jonathan. And the primary reason for that is you had I think Slaves is too far away. I think definitely Nighthaunt, definitely Skaven, definitely Beasts of Chaos, Gloomspite gets. My wife was adamant that Nighthaunt was mentioned. If Nighthaunt was mentioned, I missed it. They haven't shown anything off. And I think Nighthaunt definitely, yeah, like the lantern, and there's some things that like look super Nighthaunty, but they've actually never actually shown Nighthaunt coming. but you do have two whole sub-allegiances come out, the Emerald Host and Reichnar's Procession. So they were a part of the Broken Realms series. So I think definitely they're in a good spot to get an update through Broken Realms. Beast of Chaos got a whole bunch of new rules.
To close down this thing.
All
First
right.
of all, thank you to Raph, who is sitting with
he's wrapping up. All right. Well, I will also thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed our little shit talk and talking about the stream. I think one, we could watch the stream together, but two, we can chat and hang about it, and even talk about things like halflings. Let's bring in the halflings. The poor old B tier Beasts of Chaos. They'll come. They'll be like Sylvaneth. Them and Sylvaneth will be like top tier meta. I'm just listening to Adam. Just like
how can it be better than this? Enjoy the rest of your Warhammer day. Hope you have a lovely time.
All right, something's coming.
Be nice to some people, and we will see you again very soon. But for now, we're going to leave you with the half reveal that we've missed.
Here he comes.
'Twas a night fit for gifting, with snow on the ground. The streets were deserted, with nary a sound. Well,
this better not be the squig.
Kept townsfolk in bed. The rooftops were stalked by a figure in red. He leapt between chimneys with shrieks of delight, and a bag full of presents that bounced in the night. He dropped off his gifts, and he left with a boom. You're next on his list, and he's coming soon.
What the hell was that? Half reveal of nothing. Yeah, I mean, it's the red gobbo. We had a red gobbo model. We had the squig, the squiggy like plush toy. That was a half reveal. The red goblin AOS. Yeah, I'd love that. Give me a Santa Gitsmas. We had a Gitsmas. Goblin Battle Force. Yeah, how good would that be? I don't know if you remember the video. There was leading up to Christmas and the first battle tome. They had a really sweet series of animations, and it becomes snowy, and all the Gits kind of come together. Yeah, that was less than half a reveal. I know less now about the half reveal than I thought I knew before they showed that video. That was a half reveal of nothing. Like, it was a cool video, but yeah, very, very likely we saw previous years we had the red gobbo. It was a really cool model, don't get me wrong. And it was a fun model. I really enjoyed the red gobbo, but that didn't tell me nothing other than a preview of ? But it is late for me, folks, so I am going to wrap things up here, and appreciate you all for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Unfortunately, we didn't see a lot of Age of Sigmar stuff. Probably would have loved to have seen more, and I would have hoped that Nurgle would have had a bit more to it. Maybe there is more Nurgle. We just haven't seen it just yet. Maybe we're only just getting one model. I guess we're going to see over the next couple of weeks. For me, the standout was definitely going to be the Warcry and the Underworlds. I love the piratey type stuff. That looks like a lot of fun. Hopefully I can buy it for itself. But certainly Warcry, especially the Dark Oath Warband and Spider-Man and his friends, they to me were pretty sweet. GW is reminding us that Christmas is coming. All right, just close off Twitch. Squigmas is absolutely wrapping up. Yeah, absolutely. All the articles are up. So if you want to go check out this for yourself, please go onto the Warcom site. And that is it, folks. I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go start thinking about and finishing off my Armies on Parade 2021. I'm already thinking about Armies on Parade 2022. No sign of the Horus Heresy plastic box. Who knows? Maybe it's Forge World. Maybe it will be plastic. We don't quite know just yet. But thank you all for hanging out. Hopefully, if Games Workshop do more of these at a good time, we can do more of these together. But thank you all. I'm going to wrap up. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Thank you all for hanging out with me. This was an absolute treat. All right. Peace out.